I'll have to again choose it and put it.
Okay, just a minute, guys.
Yeah.
This
Okay,
one got
so
down.
one game's already. That's exactly. I told you to make it bigger. That's fine. That game is over. That's fine. Okay,
Okay.
once the game is over, it's okay.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the stream of the Goanchesstrio. Today we'll be covering a game, an interesting matchup between Niraj and Kuda, who's from Botswana, and they have a cage match where they will be having Blitz. Is it Bullet?
Blitz and Bullet.
Blitz and Bullet only, right? So Blitz and Bullet is what they will be having. So three plus one or three plus.
First, it is 3 plus 0.
And then it is
2 plus 1.
2 plus 1. Okay, so 2
And
plus 1 is the
then
format.
1
Just
plus 0
confirming with
after that.
Nandhini here about it. So is it?
Yeah, first is 3 plus 0.
Then
Yeah.
it is?
2 plus 1, then 1 plus. We'll
Okay,
go
so
to the next game, right? They may have
yeah,
already
we will be
started.
covering all the games here. So we'll be following Niraj, who has the account Virat the Ross,
Yeah,
and he's
playing
playing
right now.
Kuda, who has the account Fisher has risen. So it's 3 plus 0, and both are equally matched here. Let's see what happens and how interesting
Their ratings
it
also
is.
are quite close.
Exactly,
It's
the ratings
just-
are evenly matched
yeah,
here.
very evenly matched.
B5 and
He's going for the B4 break.
Virat is Niraj is white here, and Kuda is black, I suppose. Kuda is
Yes.
black, definitely not, I suppose. Rook A5 played on the board, and what?
Shut.
So Rook B4 and Rook C5 played out by Niraj here. Well, this is an interesting fight going on because at the moment it seems like black is. Black is. It's a little difficult to tell, but I think black is okay here, at least
I
equal.
think King F8, King E7, King
I
D7
think this is
coming.
yeah, slightly, but
Should
the
be better
problem
for
is like the
black.
structure is not that great. So I think
You'll
h6
have to
would
go
be good
H6,
here.
but King G7, I
King
don't like
G7
it.
is not something that I would want to do here.
You could have
I
gone
think the king
H6,
belonged
right?
on
You
that
could have
side.
gone H6 and taken the king.
Yeah, exactly. Now King D4 probably is expected here on the board.
Now King C5 now. I think now white is better. King C5, King E7, Rook B1. Okay, he's gone King F6.
I don't think white is better, but I don't see white can black can win this.
Now Rook B1.
Rook B1 definitely on the board. Maybe white is
B7.
better. We don't know for sure. Maybe white is winning here. Oh, I think maybe white is winning after
It
Rook
does
B7.
seem like white
Yeah,
is
actually Rook B7 and then King D6 comes in play here, so that just lost for
Yeah,
black,
that is
unfortunately.
lost.
Like actually, I think black,
Black
would have
was-
done much.
I think black was better, right?
or
He-
maybe at least equal. Like this cannot be losing for black for sure. I think he blundered, and that ends up in the first level. What happened to the first game? Andy, do you have an idea?
Neeraj has won both the games now. I think.
So
two
I think
games.
we'll be updating
Okay,
the
this
score
is the second
here.
game, by the way. I think.
This is the second game. So Niraj has won thus far. That is a +1 for him. Oh my bad. +1 for him. As we can see here, we'll be updating the score. So Rook
Okay.
C8 and Rook H7, and Fisher has risen. I think this is over for him. If he plays King A8,
Yeah.
we simply have
No, I'll just play Rook H8.
Rook H8, and thus we can see that the second game
Yes.
also has been taken by Niraj. So we'll be updating the score here. That's a +2 for him. My bad.
Okay, and could you just go to his profile again? We'll just check out if this is actually the second game. Just go down. Yeah, he's played 3
That's 5 minutes ago. I think that's the second game, right?
and 9 minutes. Okay, that's about. Yes, how many games have they played? Yeah, they were played the 3 games.
They
He's
have
playing the
played
third
3.
game right now.
So
Yeah, he's
this
played
is the
2.
third game. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
2, right? We are right on the right
You're
path
right.
here. So this is definitely started here with D4. Niraj is black. Fisher has Kuda is white here, and after D4 comes E6, Bishop F4, B6 by Niraj. Interesting attempt here. Knight F3, F5. Going for the Dutch kind of structure here, and
Against
after
the
knight,
London kind of structure.
yeah, and this is basically Queen's Gambit.
It's a Dutch, right?
My bad. Queen's Indian defense hybrid here with an early F5 on the board. Bishop E7, H3, and castle. And here white went with Bishop C4, Knight D5 by Niraj, which is very peculiar, but seems like it opens up the possibility of going D6, which is interesting. And after Knight D7, castle. Knight F6, and black has managed to consolidate his structure.
Okay, what if white plays a move like Bishop B3 here?
Bishop b3.
The idea is c4.
Well, black can go b5 from that position to try to control c4.
Or knight
That's one
b6
of the possibilities.
and okay, yeah, that
Yeah,
is an
and
idea.
if white goes bishop d3, maybe I just go knight b4 and try to
Yeah,
get
of
knight
course.
e4 going on the board.
And the knight doesn't have squares on d5, so
Yeah, so rook e1 played out by Kuda, and after queen e8 comes queen e2. Knight e4 played out by Niraj, and Kuda seemingly taking his time, but he has made knight into e4, f into e4, and knight d2. Queen g6 to defend the pawn, and now queen g4 again. Once again, Kuda is very interested in the e4 pawn here.
if you do notice, the h2 bishop has come to life now.
H2 bishop has come to life, but I think here, I mean, unless we find a way to defend it, maybe Niraj has found one, or maybe not, or maybe he has. The e4 pawn is a little vulnerable because whenever the knight moves to defend it, the e6 pawn is falling here. So that is pretty interesting. I think maybe Niraj could become a pawn down here. Bishop g3 defends it, and now e4 is a target. So Niraj.
Just a minute. Could you just
Yes.
this
Yeah. What happened?
problem. Go for it.
So bishop g3 and h5, queen into e4 played out by Kuda, and queen into e4, knight into e4, and king h7 here. So Niraj is a pawn down. Thus far, Kuda has the upper hand. h4 played out by Kuda to stop any h4 possibilities, and now knight b4 by Niraj. Did he miss out on this? I think he has indeed missed out on this, and then knight into c2 is met by bishop d3, though a clever tactic there by Kuda, and then that wins the knight and wins the game. So that's a +1 for Kuda here. We are noting the scores in +1 because it's a little small of a screen there in the world. It's not really coming on the stream. So we're noting it in +1 and +2. Thus far, Niraj is +2 and Kuda is +1. We'll tally the scores in the final.
Go to his stream now.
Yeah, exactly. We have to go to his profile and just verify whether he started his next game. They have already started the next game. And
don't minimize the
yeah. So d4, d5, bishop f4 played out by Niraj, and after e3 comes queen b6, an early queen b6 here by Kuda. Queen c1 just defending it, and then knight f6, c4, d into c4, bishop into c4. I feel like this is a little weird of a choice. Normally we don't see much of queen b6 and d into c4 thus early in the game.
Do you play bishop c4 here, or could you go for ideas like knight d2, knight c4?
Yeah, it is possible to do knight d2 and knight into c4, but maybe the thing is that after knight d2, we do have something like e6, knight into c4 followed by bishop b4. And so maybe Niraj just took bishop to c4, keeping the possibility of maybe going with knight c3 later. Bishop to c4, bishop f5 by Kuda, and knight c3. This once you take c4, you lose control of the e4 square, so e4 may come in along pretty soon here. e6 played out by Kuda, and after knight f3, we have knight b d7, castle, and h6 by Kuda, opening up the square for the bishop. So knight h4 has been taken care of. Rook e1 initiating e4 as a response, and knight e4 trying to block it immediately. Knight d2 again trying to open up the possibility of playing e4, knight f6 solidifying the knight, and f3 on the board. Finally, Kuda has to give up the knight on d2 and rook d8. Here Niraj goes with a simple a3. The idea maybe to just defend any bishop b4 plans, or
maybe even playing b4, knight a4, knight c5.
Maybe a plan of playing knight a4 somewhere later down the road. Although I would have preferred rook d1 here and then try to get e4 as soon as possible. But a3 and bishop e7 and knight a4 exactly. But is that a queen trap? Wow, that is indeed a queen trap. What a cheeky trap here by Niraj. I did not see that. I mean, bishop d6 would also so much natural here. Bishop d6 would have been
the
fine.
Bishops, yeah.
And that opens up a square for the queen. But
bishop d6, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, the d4 pawn is hanging, so the tactic with e4 will not really work immediately. And after bishop e7, knight a4, the queen is just trapped. So this is just lost for
He
Kuda.
lost the rook.
Rook d1, bishop h7, knight e4, knight d5, bishop d5, queen d5, and knight c3. Niraj is a full rook up here, which is not going to be that difficult to convert. But let's see. Kuda is giving up a good fight here, not intending to give up yet. He is keeping it lively. This guy is here to fight. Bishop d6 on the board, trying to exchange as much material as possible. That's the way to go. I mean, we could expect queen b4 on the board here. That's the best way to deal with the position. Exactly, queen b4 played out by Niraj. Queen d6 also could be seen on the board here. I don't think Niraj will shy from queen d6, and that forces off the exchange of the queen. So it should be pretty simple now with a simple rook up, but let's see. I mean, this can only go wrong if Niraj blunders something here. Rook d2, maybe bishop b3, trying to keep a solid position, but it's not going to be that easy. Like, Niraj might give up a pawn also in this position to try to open up the position. Knight d3 and b6. I think that seals the deal for Kuda, because he will lose the c6 pawn now. And okay, he does not give up the c6 pawn, but two rooks coming on the 7th rank is basically over.
Okay,
so
he's resigned actually.
Kuda resigns in this position. So we go with the plus 3, is it?
Yeah, plus 3.
Plus 3 or plus 4?
3, right? They played only 4 games, I think, till now. We'll just check out his profile anyway, right?
Yeah, we just verify that. Yeah, better to verify.
He's playing 1 now, so how many? 1? Yeah.
16 में 1,
Just played
2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th
Yeah,
one. So
fifth
plus
game.
3 for Niraj, and then we'll.
And yeah, they are playing 7 games, blitz, 7 blitz games, right?
I'm not sure about
Yeah, I
that
think
exactly.
7
blitz
7
games, yeah.
each.
I think so. 7 7 7. Okay, that's good. Bishop f4, e6, e3, knight f6. Again, a London by Kuda also here, but Niraj follows nothing to do with queen b6. A simple approach here, knight e5, and now queen b6.
He's actually played a different structure this time. The previous game he played the b6 f5 structure.
Exactly, a different approach here by Niraj, trying to change things up. Queen c2 takes away knight e5 and d into e5 by Kuda. Knight h5 by Niraj, that's interesting. He immediately tries to target the bishop.
But,
Kuda keeps it on the board.
Okay.
And this knight is a little vulnerable here. I don't like its
But
positioning.
should the bishop be targeted there? I mean, the bishop is kind of dead. Is it good to go to capture the bishop?
I think it is definitely good to go considering the knight on
Okay,
h5
the knight
being,
was attacked actually. Or maybe
yeah.
I think he'll go at 6 g5.
Exactly, h6 g5 is what is played, and bishop e2 played by Kuda.
Yeah,
Very
bishop
smart
e2
move
is a
here.
smart
Bishop
move,
g3
yeah.
would be met with knight into g3. So bishop e2 tries to spoil black structure. Niraj refuses and goes knight g7. After bishop g3 tries to capture this way, but the point is that Niraj has lost a couple of moves here. Knight d2 by Kuda, and after this bishop g7. Now knight g3 and bishop e5 is a threat.
Sure.
The game is going very fast, and so you have to cover very fast. Hopefully viewers don't mind that, but knight into g3 and bishop into e5, that's a pawn. I don't see the reason why Kuda would give it away. But okay, he's a pawn down at the moment. Maybe he finds something to get
Bishop
some
f6,
compensation.
yeah.
Bishop g7. I think this is just simply better for black again. I mean, there is some compensation with the pawn structure being bad, and especially if you castle, there is knight into g5 followed by queen h7.
I don't think he's going to castle king side.
But he castled, white castles on the king side, that
Black will
seals
go
that
queen
plan.
side for sure.
Black went with queen side castling, keeping the aggro approach here. h5, h4 maybe somewhere later. b4 by Kuda, which is very interesting, trying to immediately open up on the queen side. But I feel like this will create a very big weakness on c3. Although this is blitz, so things can go either body's way.
You could have even, yeah, okay.
So, like d4 coming now, I think black is very solid here. Bishop f6, I don't really see the need, but maybe just playing a simple waiting move. Maybe opening up h5, h4 actually. I think
yeah.
maybe that's his idea. So bishop d3, h5 and queen d2 by Kuda. Okay, that is interesting. Maybe just targeting the g5 pawn, but I think here just h4 rolls and h into g3 is a strong threat now. And g4 played out by Kuda, giving up the pawn so that he can capture the g5 pawn a moment
I would
later.
just open up lines, right?
I think h3, well, Niraj goes with bishop g4 and after a4. Oh, okay, that's interesting. a4 is looking a little weird. Now, I think if he goes knight g5, we cannot really play out moves, is it?
No, we can't. Yeah.
Maybe knight g5 and then... I feel like knight g5 would have been white's best attempt here. Bishop to g5, queen g5, maybe rook g8, queen e5, check, king 8, something like that along the way.
But it does open up lines.
It does open up lines.
White king is definitely weaker, way weaker than the black king.
Yeah, that's true indeed. But after a4, bishop f3, I think black is doing quite fine here. I think this is just simply 2 pawns up. And although it's opposite color bishops, it's a very slim chance for white to get back from here on. Queen e3, exchanging the queens. Well, rook g8 by Niraj, opening up g4, but Kuda defends with bishop f5. White, black goes and queen into e3. I think rook into e3 and rook e8. Well, I think this is the right approach because the endgame is winning nevertheless.
Two pass pawns, anyway.
So exchanging one pair of rooks will not be any problem here. I don't think this move was really needed. because maybe rook e7 would have been a better try there for Kuda, but Niraj solidifies with bishop e5 and f6. Now I think it should be
But I
simple.
don't know how rook e7 would have worked though. I mean, you just play bishop. Yeah. And
Yeah,
try to
maybe.
push the pawn. I don't know.
Yeah, I think bishop e that depth is definitely working. I think here it's not going to be that difficult for him to convert.
And the king gets come.
And the king comes on top, and it should seal the deal. I mean, that just opens up h3 as a possibility.
h3,
so
h2. I mean, directly you have
I think
h3,
this is
h2.
not looking that great for black here.
Yeah.
Hey Ensimo,
Hi
nice to see you now.
Ensimo, welcome to the stream.
Nice to see you on the stream here. Rook c7 with the idea of something like rook c3, and I think h3 and h2 should come.
be.
Even this rook c1 would have been very clever.
Yeah, and then you have
Immediately
h3,
rolling
h2.
down. I think there's nothing stopping us there. But Niraj plays rook c3, a simple approach here. Now, I mean, rook a1 is definitely possible, but h3, h2 will be played out here, and then something like f5 will follow soon, so it should be over.
Bishop f4?
Bishop f4 is also winning. I mean, there are so many ways you can win this. A king into and rook c1. That's rook into d3 played out by Niraj. This was pretty unnecessary.
He could have just gone rook c1. It was just simply
I mean, this
winning.
is unnecessary, but it's winning for black for sure. All you have to do is just roll down the pawn, but this makes just lengthens the game a little bit. I mean, the only chance and only glim hope that white can have is like a stalemate idea, but that's very slim here. So it should be winning. King a2 and king b1, b2 and rook b6. So trying to give some checks here when the king comes out. Niraj tries to escape, and after this
I think he just
okay, he just plays out the bishop. I think rook into f6 captured. That's exactly why these things make it difficult. I think bishop d2 is the winning idea here. This opens up king c2 and bishop c3 with the idea to queen, but there is a chance that he plays king g3, just not in time, is it? Just not in time. Pretty unfortunate there for Kuda. Gave up a good fight, but the king is just not in time, and that should be a win for Niraj. The time advantage also should seal the deal here, and the pawn just promotes.
and is how are you guys? Yeah.
Yes,
we're
Niraj is
really
indeed
good.
looking sharp as always. Yes, he is looking fresh
Go to
and
his
sharp.
profile immediately because they immediately.
That makes it plus 4
Actually,
for
I think
Niraj.
they directly click over the view rematch. I think. Yeah, you directly get it there.
You get it there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a
then
good-
we have
that's a good
shortcut.
option,
Yeah, okay.
actually.
I was not aware of that. So e4 played out by Niraj here. e6 going for the Shevenian structures. a6, bishop g2 and castle, d6, queen e2 played
Oh,
out by
actually, you
Niraj.
have the scores here. The new scores. I think this is a new match. You have the new scores out here. It's
Actually, we
4-1,
could,
right?
Yeah, but it just
That's a total. No, these scores, I think they give a good way. Actually, these scores. It's given very nicely.
Shall we do that?
I think it's okay for the time.
We can do it
yeah.
in a while, yes. So queen e2, knight f6, rook d1. Hi Atul, nice to see you on this stream.
Hi
That's
Atul.
great. Rook d1 and queen c7 played out by Kuda. D4, immediately going for d4 here. Knight into d4, bishop e7. Now, neither is worse, neither is better here. This is just the opening stage. So, Maroxy are chosen by Niraj here. Bishop d7, knight c3, b3. So, maybe he plants his bishop on b2 and looks for rook c1 next. Knight e5, bishop a3, keeping some possibilities on the d6 square. Although it's a very like a slim idea. Maybe some f4 and some e5 threats here. Some hidden ideas. Let's see how it works out for Niraj. b5 is very immediate actually. Maybe cb5 is not really working, I guess, right?
Isn't
Not
the knight
really,
just
like
falling?
c1, queen a5, and
Yeah, I think for this, for this very reason, the bishop should have been on b2.
b2 exactly. Maybe
Exactly.
that b2 bishop would have been better placed. But
This-
here I think Niraj still has something with f4 and something aggro with e5 coming in. So not really worse for Niraj yet, I feel.
Okay.
But things can go wrong very fast here in this.
What's the format of this match? Actually, they'll be playing 7 matches blitz.
Yes, Atul, this
3
is my
plus
chair.
0.
Yes, this is my chair. She's sitting on my chair
That's
at
his
the
chair.
moment.
His chair. It's
and,
not mine. Yeah. So in Samo, I think they're playing 7 matches, 3 plus 0, and then they'll be going to 2 plus 1, and then 1 plus 0. So blitz and then bullet.
I think here Niraj chooses rook c1, and after bc4, I mean he might just capture on c4, but I wouldn't find it too this if he chooses knight b1 exactly. More like knight b1 is pretty interesting here, but black does have queen b6 in this position, which can create some problems for white with e5 coming on the board, pinning this. I mean he does do it. Kuda goes with queen b6, opening up e5 as a possibility. B into c4 captured by Niraj, but does e5 not create problems for white here? Maybe he has c5 coming on the
I think
board.
we should be lagging a little, at least 5-10 seconds. At
Okay.
least by 2-3 moves, so that it's better to lag actually.
F into e5 and okay, Niraj seems to have managed to save his piece somehow. Knight f5. Although, I mean, c4 does lose the a3 bishop, or not really. Then the b1 knight is defending it. So, it's pretty interesting. I feel like black has a slight edge here, considering the structure. He castles, Niraj goes with knight. Oh, he gets a small cheeky trap there with knight e7 and knight into c8. That wins the exchange. Knight into c4 attacking the queen. Maybe queen b5 played out. Exactly. I think Niraj has a resource here, but I mean, since you say like it's we should lag, I should not probably
Yeah,
say
also
that.
I say just be 2-3 moves behind,
Okay.
let them play their moves.
Okay, it's good to be in the moment, but Niraj is down on the time here, so he's 50 to 1 minute 50. I
You
think
can reply to Ensamo in the meantime, then we can get back to the game.
exactly. A move like a4 would have been much stronger, I think here. I think Niraj may have missed out on a4 here. That would have taken care of the threat. But Niraj plays bishop f1 rather. Bishop g4 played out by Kuda. A very nice resource, or is it really? When Niraj finds an even better resource for it, I think bishop g4 may have been a big mistake here. Then into e5 played out by Niraj. I think this is a very strong move. Exploiting the weak positioning of the king. The back rank is pretty weak here, and I think again things are going Niraj's way here. I think he's just
Yeah.
bishop to c8, and that should rook
Lose
d8
a piece,
wins the piece.
right?
The
You
only
just
thing
lose
that
a
is that
piece.
could be the saving grace for Kuda here is the time. The time is in Kuda's favor here. Bishop g2, so the knight fortunately comes out. Now Niraj will be looking to maybe try to get something here with the exchange of the queens.
Okay, then we're rook up again, so.
He's a rook up, but things can go wrong here with the time.
Yeah, time
Let's
is
see how
definitely-
Niraj handles it. Queen a1 and probably queen into a2 exactly. h3 blitz out by Niraj. Knight h5 and king h2 defending the pawn, and queen c3 gets the trade of the queen. So that's exactly what Niraj was looking for. The trade of the queen makes it much easier for white to play here. Knight d7, rook into e6, knight into e5. It's still not going to be that easy, because we have to consider that in the long run, like there is the wrong colored rook pawn. So
I mean, you have a rook, Anurag.
I think it's not that easy here. It's not that easy to immediately break through the fortress of knight e5 6 on here.
You can just
We
even,
cannot really,
you can just even rook into g6 was simply winning anyway. So
Yes, I think that is what. But the point is the time is less, Nandi. I think that plays a critical role in such positions. You can indeed blunder. So things are not that easy here. It's not going to be like the simplest win.
yeah, in Samo actually, we are
I think
trying.
this makes it very easy for Niraj.
We
I think that was a
are-
mistake there by Kuda.
Yes,
But still,
yes, in Samo we are trying out new ideas. Let's see how it goes. Trying to grow the channel.
exactly, yes, and we are trying some new things out, and this is a match between Niraj and Kuda. They had this agreement to have this good match, and
And yes, we do know, like, we do have Botswana friends since we were brought up there. So, yeah, that's why the match. And yes, Atul, he was in trouble, but he somehow got out. I think Kuda just missed out on a couple of tactics here and there.
and that seals the deal. So Niraj goes through, and that makes it +5 for Niraj. Niraj has a huge lead here, and since you say like this is a 7 match, I think that's just one game away.
One game away, yeah.
Let's see how it goes. I think we'll have to go to the rematch.
They don't have the
Like,
rematch.
do they have the rematch or?
Now you go to his profile. We'll have to have a look.
I think they haven't matched up yet.
One? How many matches over? I think we got it right, no? One?
I think we have 5 and 1.
5
yes,
and 1,
that's
exactly.
6.
Just check out their profile for the time bank.
Yeah, I
One,
think 1, 2,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Yeah, 6 games.
6 games, right?
Yeah.
So is it 6
So they
games?
still have another one to play.
Okay,
I've
they
just
do.
taken a break, maybe.
Okay, that's interesting. They have a break in between, is it?
And yes, those viewers who are watching, definitely join our team on lichess. We're having goanchesstrio. So basically, we are trying to hold tournaments every week. We held a tournament last Saturday, and this week we are having it on Sunday, this Sunday, and at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So it's all our viewers can play it, but the thing is you'll have to join the team first because it's going to be played within the Goanchesstrio team on lichess. So definitely join the team and be there on Sunday to play the tournament.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for the next game to start here, but unfortunately, I'm not able to see anything. Thus, I think they have not started the next game for some reason here, but let's see. Let's hope that it starts pretty soon.
Could I go and check out? If
You can
there's
definitely
any
have a
issue?
look, maybe.
I think I will have to do that.
So Niraj is having a +5 in this format thus far. Let's see what we get later in this game. Let's hope that it stays interesting. Yes, that's the team. Indeed, Nightbot has mentioned the team there.
Oh, he says it started now.
Oh, they have started, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a game again. So that's the 7th game of the match, and d4 e6 again by Niraj, going to back to his b6 structures. E3, bishop e7, knight f3, knight f6 this time, delaying the f5 move, so changing it up a little bit. Knight d2 by Kuda, and after c5, c3 comes knight c6, bishop e2 and d6. Not going for the d5, which is the standard approach here, and giving up the e5 square, rather playing something interesting here with d6. Bishop c2 by Kuda. I don't know what the reason. Maybe he was worried that something with e5 could be coming along here, so he plays bishop c2. Take care of that. Bishop e7 and h3, simply opening up the h2 square for the bishop. And after castle comes castle. Queen c7, bishop h2, rook d8, rook c1 by Niraj here. And after e5,
Not Niraj. Niraj is black.
by my mistake.
Kuda.
By Kuda here. And after e5 comes rook e1. Okay. Pretty interesting. I just keeping the tension on the board, not exchanging anything immediately, although I'd have preferred to go with something like queen e2, but a4 by Kuda here, a6, knight c4, putting more pressure on this, but this does allow e4 to come on the board. Niraj goes with something else with e5 here, which is also good. D into e5. Okay, so b into c4 would have been met with e into f6, but after d into e5, the knight has to retreat. Exactly. This looks slightly better for black now, but it would have been really nice if black could get e4 on the board. Black gets c4 though. ab5, and queen e2 by Kuda. Bishop d6 opening up e4 as a possibility, so Kuda goes ahead and blocks it with e4. Let's see what Niraj continues with. So he finds a plan with knight d7, trying to improve his knight and maybe get it to somewhere like d3.
Well, white does the
Kuda
same.
does the same, tries to maneuver his knights. Good maneuvering going on between both the players here. Let's see who maneuvers better, and this is a battle of maneuvering because the position is not very tactical at the moment, but it is going to get tactical pretty soon, I think. With the way it's proceeding, I think we are going to be seeing some tactics pretty soon here.
And the time
Yes, thank you
goes.
Atul for joining the team.
Oh, thank you,
can also
Atul.
join
Yeah.
and play the tournament. That would be nice.
It would be nice to see you play the tournament.
Bishop e4 by Kuda, defending the pawn, and Niraj opening up f as a possibility. Kuda rightly defending it with g4. So both players coming up with very fast responses here. Let's see what we see from Niraj. Rook d6. This is not a move that I really like, but I think his idea is to put some pressure on the d5 pawn. It does put a rook in an awkward spot here, but maybe white cannot really exploit it yet. Kuda goes for something like b3 to complicate things up. Bishop into d5 played very fearlessly by Niraj. B into c4.
Isn't this rook d1 and bc4 something coming on the board?
It's exactly coming on the board indeed. B into c4, and black is a pawn up at the moment, but I mean white can still complicate things with something like g5 maybe,
Yeah, that's it.
just to make a wild guess.
But e4 comes for that.
I think yes, I mean you're right. So rightly so, I think Kuda sees it and plays queen e4, stopping e4 and keeping some pressure on c4 here.
Still not easy for black though.
Yeah, it's still not easy, and the only thing is like the knight is misplaced on f8. So that is one thing. Like g5 played out. So I think this tries to disrupt black's position here, black's pawn structure. Now f5, I think Kuda goes ahead and captures or something.
Get the pawn. At least he gets the pawn back.
Yeah, I mean Niraj can indeed try it. I think he has some tactics up his sleeve. I really don't understand why queen d5, but maybe queen e5 was worried about queen b6 or something. In this position, queen e5, queen b6, trying to get the. I think it would have been okay with queen d5 coming. I think queen e5 was completely fine here, but Kuda chooses something with queen d5. I really don't like this, but Kuda goes with this, and e4 by Niraj. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Ignoring the bishop hanging here and going for the knight directly. Queen into e6 seems like a very bad choice here by Kuda. I think this is giving Niraj the upper edge. I think he should have definitely tried something else here. Maybe knight e5 directly would have been more challenging.
Yeah, knight e5 does look good.
Queen into e6 and knight e5, playing e3 by Niraj here, and I'm sure Black is going to find it very difficult to lose this unless he blunders something. Bishop into e3 and king g2. Okay, that's interesting. King g2 played out by this. Nothing interesting by king g2, but the position is pretty interesting. There are still some possibilities, like we have probably ignored Nandi. I think knight d7, knight f6 coming in. It's not that easy. But bishop f4 played out by Niraj, and after knight d7, opening up knight f6, rook a8. Okay, rook a2 is the immediate idea. Knight f6, king f8, and bishop g1. Kuda tries to keep as many pieces. I like his approach here. He keeps some mating nets also alive, so it's not dead yet.
Also, h7 is falling.
Yeah, and the time is pretty much. So Niraj sacrifices a piece here, but Kuda takes knight at 7. I think Niraj missed out on that.
Yeah.
And this is definitely better for Kuda now.
Yeah, should be winning for white.
Bishop d4. Maybe it would have been better to take the 7th rank first before
and
getting bishop
d4,
but he plays bishop d4 directly. Bishop f6,
but
king
anyway,
e6, and king f4. It's
winning,
still better
right?
for white here, indeed. The only thing lacking is the time. The time is like Kuda is a little behind on time here, which can cost him. Niraj trying to play as fast as possible. Rook c3, rook c6, king e4, and rook c7. f4. Let's see who wins this battle, Nandi. This is going to be very spicy because
of the time.
Because of the time, exactly.
And there's no increment on top of that.
There is no increment also. Yes, that is also a factor.
Okay, we got to go forward. I think
king e4, rook e7, king f5, and then c5. Like this pawn should win it, but time.
I think we'll just see the time what's happening. You can go to the
bishop
what's happening
d4,
on the board right away.
c6, rook c1, king d5, f2, bishop d4, and Niraj is leading in time here. But unfortunately, things are not looking good here. Well, that ended in a draw. So
White should have won this. Kuda should have won this.
Exactly,
actually.
Kuda should have definitely won this, and this ended in a draw. Pretty unfortunate for Kuda. He could not get it done.
So that's 5.5 and 1.5.
So 5.5 to 1.5. My bad. Let's just update that and move on to the next game. I mean, are they already started? Let's just go to Virataros.
Yeah, probably.
They're probably waiting because I think that's the 7 match you were saying, right?
Yeah,
I think that was 7 matches, and yeah, I think
what you can do is just arrange the blitz. The blitz codes, you can keep them there, right?
Yeah, I think this is the blitz codes, and we'll be writing.
No, not that. Okay. I mean, what?
No. We'll do 3 plus.
No, not that.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, what you can do is this. We'll just reduce it, and we'll just add up. The others actually. Okay, you've done it separately, right?
Yeah, I've done it separately.
So 3 plus 0. What we'll do is we will just make this smaller, keep it in a corner here. If that is fine. Sorry. Yeah, and we'll add up the new. Just add the text again, and the news goes down there.
Yeah, let's just quickly do that. Okay, let's just quickly do it here.
Yep, 2 plus 1. Yeah, no, you don't need the scores of the match. That's not required.
Okay.
We don't need that. Streamlabs. Just need the 2 plus 1 and make it smaller. Yeah, because we're just going to type in the score anyway. Yeah, that should be good for the time being.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep it like this maybe.
Yeah.
Fully. I think we should have used the studio mode on Streamlabs to do this, but okay.
That's fine for the timing.
Timing it is fine. I just keep it like this, and we will change it later maybe. Let's have a look whether they have already started.
Yeah, playing right now. Started.
Okay, so they have started the bullet, and this is the first game of the bullet. 2 plus 1. I think we're not having the vote.
Yeah, that's why I should not minimize that.
Yeah, I get it. So let's go here, and I think we are back. So let's have a look from the. Well, this is going to be a bullet match, so it's going to be very fast.
But Kuda is 30 seconds up. I mean, he was 30 seconds up.
Yeah, so Kuda has taken the 30-second lead here. Queen d3, and the position is still very imbalanced, or is it? White is an exchange up.
White is an exchange up.
So Kuda is definitely having the upper hand thus far. Let's see how it pans out. Neeraj has a huge rating edge here in the bullet format though. It's nearly 200 points higher. 180 nearly to be precise, in that range, somewhere around 180, 184 points. Bishop d6 played out by like Neeraj. Now Neeraj does have compensation because of his two strong bishops, but if Kuda plays appropriately, I think you should take this. It's definitely better for Kuda, but this is bullet and things can go wrong pretty fast.
Just like the previous game.
Yeah, I think
where
f4 is played out, and I think I really don't see.
Just check Streamlabs again.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone. That's what. It's not visible.
Okay, I don't know why that happens, but
Just change it. I think now it's visible, right, Abhilash? Suraj, I think it should be visible now.
I hope it is visible now.
Yeah. We'll see it in the chat anyway here. Okay, so
Yeah, it is back and visible. I think we are slightly behind there. Queen c5 and rook into e6. So this looks much better for Kuda right now. And he's also up in time. So he may take the first one, but let's see what pans out. Things can go wrong pretty fast. Now rook, there is a small threat here with rook d6 and rook e7. We're already behind actually. So
yeah, I saw that.
So we are. I think both the players have missed it. Rook d6 and rook e7 would have won the b7 bishop, but I think he missed it, and bishop c6 played out by Niraj, taking care of it. Bishop b5 trying to exchange.
You play bishop
d5 exactly, keeping more pieces on the board. Doesn't want to exchange the bishop, and the time is coming closer. Now the difference between the previous match and this match is that it's going to be difficult to flag each other because it's going to be
There's a 1 second
There's a 1 second
increment,
increment, which is going to be really helpful and critical, especially for the player who is winning. So I think Kuda is taking his time. Rook c2, rook f7, c4, and then d5. I think this weakens a lot of dark squares, and I'm not really in favor of it, but it's going to be difficult for Niraj to exploit those dark squares. King h2, h5. The king is very badly placed on h2. That's one big drawback for him. Bishop c6, h4, and rook a8 played out by Kuda here, and bishop d3, bishop d7. Wow, a blunder here by Kuda immediately.
Did he make a blunder?
Yeah, exactly. He blundered the bishop here, I think.
Oh.
I mean, maybe it's a mouse slip.
Maybe it's a mouse slip.
Maybe it's a mouse slip, which is pretty unfortunate. I think this was supposedly his game, but now the point is that again there is an increment, and
and two bishops are way too strong, right?
Exactly, and Kuda is also down on time here, so this should be Niraj's game again. G5 and then bishop d6, h4, trying to complicate things up, but that's not going to be enough. King g7, bishop into a4, and bishop b3, and the pawn is just going to be ruling here. So this is going to be Niraj's game mostly.
I mean, if it was a mouse slip, it was really unfortunate for Kuda. It was his game actually.
Exactly, yeah, that is truly unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate for him. I think I'll leave. Okay. So I'll be right back, guys. Please continue. Nandhini will definitely continue the analysis.
My laptop is outside.
Yeah. I have class to take.
Okay, so it's just me for now, and we will view the rematch again. Alright, I've gone for d4 c5 this time, so he has taken a different approach now, and okay. Yeah, the simple kind of structure they usually play. Here done. Okay, so yeah, something actually simple to play, and bishop g5. Okay, so this is where we are right now, and board is not live. Well, it is live, but it cannot be you cannot keep it exactly live because we have to keep some lag, Anjan, because otherwise I mean the players are also could also be hearing us, so we have to keep some lag, and therefore we have the lag on the stream. Yeah, so knight 1 d2, so yes, knight e4. Okay, knight into e3, sorry. This knight was already on e4. I actually missed a few moves here. Okay. d2, rook into f5. I mean, I actually like black's position here. I mean, I don't find anything wrong in it. He has the dark squared bishop. I don't know what Niraj is going to do now because it's kind of a bad knight versus a good bishop. So I don't know what his knight is going to do. Is he going to go to g5, e5? Okay, exactly, because he wants to actually trade the bishop now because the bishop was way better than the knight in this position. So he's actually giving up a pawn for that. But he probably has plans of f3 later, I guess so. I mean, yeah, first he had to stop the d4 threat. What happened? You're coming back?
Yeah, you can take the class in an hour.
Okay.
So I postponed my class for an hour. let's continue. This match is pretty interesting, so I wanted to be here, and my student has agreed to postpone the class by 1 hour. So that's good.
Oh, the board is minimized. Yes, it was minimized, Anjan, some time back. I mean, Streamlabs sometimes does create an issue with the board.
Yeah, I think there's some issue with
again,
this
it's
browser,
gone. No, you should not be minimizing that. Please keep that at the side. I don't want you to be touching this. Move it at the
so
side.
I don't really touch it. Like I think it's
And
back. So let's.
no,
let's
it's not yet back. It's not back. It's again gone. Please.
It's definitely back. There is nothing minimized here.
See the board up there. Board is not there.
Okay, well that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back definitely, right?
Yes.
Okay, so queen e3 and well, have you updated the scores?
No, I've not updated the score actually.
Well, it's +1 thus far.
Yeah.
So +1 for Niraj thus far.
Just keep a plus ready for Kuda. Okay, that's fine.
Well, we'll keep it ready later. Let's just have a look at the game. Rook g5, and this is looking okay for Kuda. I think maybe this one.
Yeah,
is
he
fine.
did have. He's actually a
this
pawn
one
up,
is
right?
definitely
He's
no, he's not a pawn.
Oh, he's got the pawn back.
He has got the pawn back. So
Okay.
rook f6, d4 is not a possibility. Sorry.
It's somehow.
White is going to find it difficult to improve here. It's
I
not
don't
going to
like
be
the
easy.
rook on e5.
It's a little vulnerable considering
Yeah, I don't
this
like the
kind
rook
of
on
threats
e5.
here, but
Unless
it's not
he's
going
going
to be that easy.
Unless he's going to go king f1, king e2 and break open with f3, but.
I mean, the rook is escaping. The rook has not.
Yeah, but what is the point of rook e5 then?
Just
I like
attacking
this. I like this. I like the diamond structure of black actually. I like the pawn
yes.
structure.
I mean, I think black needs to do something quickly here. So
You
I
can
wouldn't
try
mind a
to-
move like e5 here.
e5 or
trying to
even
open up.
g5? No, you create an
I
outside
think
pass
g5,
pawn.
this diamond is not something that you will take home, Nandi. I think we need the diamond to keep home. We need the
It
diamond to be broken here.
it looks very good.
We need to roll down the pawn. So the e6 pawn had to be undoubled and try to roll down here. This does it. I mean, this does open up, but this gives white the outside pass pawn. So it's going to be
Yeah.
difficult to calculate and verify what is
Okay.
happening. I don't like the mook king e5, but it's maybe something that he had to do. Rook h7, yeah, this is not really the best way to approach this position.
Maybe planning king d6 and e5.
Maybe, but I think he's shuffling around the plans here, which is a little bit
G3.
not the best. I mean now he tries to roll down the pawns. But
I think this is wrong. You should not be rolling down the pawn without e5 on the board, right?
Exactly. Maybe e5 would have been better
you need
in this
e5 for
position.
black on the board. Okay, but I think white did make a mistake somewhere.
I think white may have gone wrong
White
somewhere.
did
I think
make
the
a
rook
mistake,
catches up with the pawn, so this should be better for black.
Now black should be better.
But not that easy. Niraj is also down on time a little bit here. I think that was a big grave mistake of playing c4 there. That
Yeah.
should seal the deal. Black should be winning now.
Yeah, should be winning.
So it should not be that difficult. I think this was unnecessary.
Rook
Maybe a rook
b6 was
b6 would have
simply
been
there,
much
yeah.
more simpler. No need to complicate things like this. But it may be winning still. But I have my doubts actually. Maybe this is not really winning.
Is it?
Is it like? I don't think so. Like I think rook f7 was
Rook
much more
f7,
better.
yeah. Rook
I think
f7
rook
seemed
f7
like it
better,
was
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I think rook f7 would have been definitely better. I think this is okay. I think Kuda is going wrong here, completely wrong. Rook f3, rook f7 now should have sealed the deal here. This is definitely a draw. King e4, trying to keep the win, but with the time
Rook
it's going to be
f7, I
difficult.
don't
That's
know.
why I think Kuda should not have.
Why
given the
is he not
b7
playing
pawn.
rook f7 though?
I don't know. Maybe he
Rook
doesn't
f7
feel the
was-
need to do it. But I think, he gives the chance to play king d2 here. I mean, Kuda is not seeing that, but Kuda is going the wrong way. I
And
think there
even
is
he's
no
not.
use to go back.
He's not playing rook f7. I don't understand
Exactly. I think Kuda is going the wrong way here, and this can end up in the perpetual pretty soon. So this position may have come 3 times on the board. Well, now I think Kuda cannot play king d2, unfortunately. So king d3, rook f7.
Finally, rook f7 on the board. He should have done
I think
this
rook
long
f7.
time ago.
I think it would have been a mistake to. Okay, this should be
This
a
is
draw.
just a draw, right? Perpetually you get immediately.
I
after
think
rook
Kuda messed
f7.
up here. It should have definitely been winning for him. A pretty simple win, but he messed
And
up
again,
his position.
why didn't he capture rook into f2? That was also an easy draw, right?
Maybe rook into f2 is good here, but
I mean, one move
I think
earlier.
this is just a little bit of a gamble. D2 is a big mistake.
Rook
Rook into
D2,
D2, and that
oh.
seals the win for. That seals the win. And it's pretty easy now because the
Because
rook
of the
is also
time,
highly
probably, actually.
misplaced
Also
here.
the time, right?
Yeah, I mean the time is also like there's increment, and that's one of the big factors here. I mean, otherwise it would have been a big struggle here with rook against queen. It wouldn't be that easy for white to convert this. He has to show some accuracy and precise play, but with the time, I think it is going to be very difficult for Kuda to defend. He's already back in that position where you're almost close to being lost.
Actually,
I think he made a mistake and
he
a blunder.
blundered.
So
Actually,
white
it's
has blundered here.
white has blundered. This
White
is
has
a draw
blundered
now
and
by
a
perpetual
forced draw
check.
here
Yeah.
because the king doesn't escape.
You do not
so-
get your king actually in this way. Your queen has to be better placed. I think d4 was the correct place for the queen, right?
Exactly. I think we need to update the scores here. Is it +1 or is it +1.5?
1.5.
So +1.5 to 0.5 here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we go back to the next game here. It's already underway. And let's have a look. So knight f3. Once again, Niraj back to his structure with f5, b6, bb7. The Queen's Indian defense kind of structure with an early f5. I think this is a blunder here. Or maybe a trap, but not really. I don't think so. The d6 will bishop e6 is falling. So too many pawns there. So it's a blunder by Niraj here, early stage. Let's see how he copes up with it. Definitely not lost yet. But a pawn down simply. Well, black will try to initiate some strong possibilities here. Maybe create some chances on the board. Well, Kuda tries to exchange the queens off. Correct approach here by Kuda. Knight into e5 by Niraj. I think that is not something that I would want to see, because now the queens off the board, it becomes very easy for white to play. Still, it's a bullet game, so things can go wrong. Now I think he has a small possibility, a tender threat of playing g4 and trapping this knight, but I don't know if it really works, but maybe it does. Well, what about finding a resource here for black? I mean, does he have a resource really? Well, maybe Niraj is out of resources here.
Doesn't
This may
look
be
like.
one of the situations where he may be out of resources.
Maybe b5, rook c2, but I mean that doesn't help.
I think
in
so.
any
Like, I mean,
way.
the bishop just retreats back to d3. That's
Exactly so.
simple. Like, nothing much there. So I think this is not going to be Niraj's game here. Definitely. I mean, he can only think of rook f5 and something along this side, but it's a distant dream here. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
A move like g6 is something that I would really appreciate here. Maybe king h8, rook g8, and try something along there, just to keep the complications alive. Although it's going to be very difficult to get
And
something
Kuda
going.
has taken almost a 1 minute lead. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. A
that's
1
huge.
minute lead. Bishop f3 tried out by Niraj here. That doesn't change much because
Knight f3.
knight
rook
f3 is a mistake here.
yeah.
And again, Kuda maybe not needed. I mean, rook into c4, he just goes with something like knight e1.
Or knight
Keeps
D-
it simple.
yeah, knight e1,
Knight
yeah.
d4
Knight
will allow
D4.
knight f4, and Niraj might jump back at the possibility of giving up the exchange. Knight d4 will be needed. Rook c4 was hanging. So exactly, I think Kuda is simply unnecessarily complicated things here. Bishop f3, you should have just taken gh5. I think that was pretty simple. So Niraj bounces at the knight f3 possibility, knight f4 possibility here.
What do you think of an exchange?
I mean, it's just lost, of course.
It's still lost,
definitely
right?
lost, yes. I mean, Kuda, all Kuda needs to do is just keep his calm and play properly here.
Yes.
No need to. This was maybe not needed. I mean, pretty much unnecessary. I mean, giving him compensation and counterplay here is not needed. Maybe f3 would have also been good. The d7 pawn, anyways, was falling. But Kuda is maintaining a nice, good lead here. So, in time, I think this should be Kuda's game. The rook has been compromised now. I think it's not coming back in the game.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting to see
I
this
think
early.
There's rook d1, rook d7 also. White can try.
Hello, greatest. Nice to know you finally, Abhinay Verma. Nice to know that. Thank you for supporting
hi.
us.
Abhinav Verma. Okay, tested.
So rook b3, thinking g6. I think Niraj is trying to get something going, and rook h3 is way too passive here. I mean, that's very unnecessary. I don't know if this shows fear or what exactly, but Maybe Niraj could have tried rook f4. I mean, still has 2 pawns to play with. I don't think
Yeah.
this. Maybe it would have been good to take rook f4 here. Bishop g5 played out by Niraj.
I mean,
bishop c5.
yeah.
I think.
Hasn't he repeated bishop e7, bishop c5, or
I
saw it
maybe
wrong.
he played a4 and then rook h2. I think this is very passive play by Kuda. I don't think this was needed. I don't know why he played this, but this gives the possibility of okay, maybe he does not, maybe finds a way, but I think rook h3 was very passive there, was not necessary at all. Rook g1 and rook into g7. I think this is going Kuda's way, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
That is, yeah.
Well, he plays bishop c5. If he wins the a4 pawn here, it should be winning for white.
Yeah, it's rook g8, rook 8.
Rook h7. Okay, bishop d4, rook into h3, and bishop into. I think Kuda is going for the wrong pawn here. I think it would have been better to go with something like rook b7 and rook b4. This pawn is not going anywhere, my friend. I think that should have been left alone, and it should have gone for the a4 pawn. I think this is. Okay, still has the edge, but it's not going to be easy. And I think things are going wrong here for Kuda. King here, and this is definitely a draw. This is probably a theoretical draw.
Is
it? So it's definitely a theoretical draw. But I mean, it's bullet, so we are going to see. He still has the lead in time. It's definitely a theoretical draw though. King d5. Okay, king d5 was okay. Maybe forced.
No,
maybe forced. I mean, it's so difficult for white
King
to.
c5 here.
Yeah. So then I mean, Kuda has to
King
fight it on the
d5
way.
again?
I think move like
King d5 again.
maybe king b5. I think. Or king d5. Either ways, it should be a draw.
If white ever tries king e4, you go with king c4 and you enter.
King d5 played out and rook h8. Well, that allowed king c5 and rook b8. Kuda rightly cuts him off and gets him some chances again. Maybe you were right, Nandi. I think the approach was wrong here by Niraj. Bishop b2, rook into a4, and I think this may be not yet lost, of course, not yet lost. But black still is in the game, but king c5, rook a8, and bishop c1 by Niraj, cutting it off.
Is that a blunder? I mean, there's rook c8 check.
I think there was rook c8 check here, winning the bishop, but he could have missed it out. a5, I think this is definitely winning. I mean, it was pretty simple just to roll down the pawns.
So
Kuda has somehow managed to win it. He has used the same idea. I think a7 would have been better here. King b7 and rook c8 would have sealed the deal, but king c3, e3, king d3, bishop f4, and finally follow the same idea. e2, king into e2, and okay, rook into f4 winning. So
rematch.
The rematch has started already.
Update the score there. It's 1.
So that makes
1.
it 1.5 each. Let's go to the match here, and this has started with d4. Niraj starts with some Tromposky here. Knight d2. c6, e4, d4, knight e4, queen d6, attacking b2, b3 played out by Niraj, and after knight f6, knight f6, knight f6, and knight f3. So Niraj does have a small hole here, which is not really pleasant, but let's see what Kuda does about it. Bishop c4, a cheeky threat of doing something with knight e5, knight g4, but Kuda has not yet responded to it. Let's see how he responds. e6 is one of the natural ideas here to play out, but maybe Kuda is giving it a thought. Okay, bishop into f3. So Kuda goes for the challenge. He tries to go for something complicated. I really don't like this approach. I think
I like white's position.
I like white's position here either.
Even though black is up a pawn, I do like white's position actually.
I don't like this approach. Like, it's a little bit too aggressive. I feel like maybe it's not needed here. It doesn't really give black that much. That pawn, yeah, it's a pawn, but I mean,
the development is.
Yeah, I mean, now he's trying to exchange the queens off. That's a decent idea, but.
How about queen c3 here? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I think queen c3 with the idea of rook e1 seems.
But he may go knight d5.
Well, Niraj chooses queen d2, cutting off.
I think rook d8 probably that is queen a5. Yeah, exactly. So now there's a rook e1 idea directly plus queen a7, and the queen side is threatened.
Queen side is threatened. Yes, that is true. Exactly. I don't like the approach where Kuda went for the pawn. I think it was not needed there. e6 would have been much more simpler, where it would have been equal. So here I think, like, I mean, we are not Indian, so it will not be easy to play like an Indian here, but it looks a little bit better for black here, for white here. Sorry, but definitely looks a little bit better for white here. Bishop e3, and that wins the a7 pawn. So black has lost the pawn back, and now he is down in development, and also the bishop pair is going to be big favor for white. But Kuda keeps his possibilities alive with something like
Knight
knight
G4.
g1. But Niraj directly goes for d8, so that d8 is a mate there. So black has no time for something like knight g4.
But
here.
white can always play h3 and play safe too, right? I mean,
Knight d7. This is not looking that great. Bishop into f7 by Niraj here. Quick tactic, and that wins the
actually again
rook.
a
And
rook
I
up.
think he's
If
just.
you're going to see every match, I mean, there
We
are
have seen a
rook up
lot of
and
rook ups for
rook ups.
Niraj here. Yes, indeed. So he keeps himself sharp and going here.
So 2.5.
That makes it 2.5 for Niraj to 1.5 by Kuda. Let's move on to the next one. Well, again, London by Kuda. Kuda is sticking to his London here. Seems to have prepared this before the game, or I don't know, but whether he plays London regularly. But he has been playing the London throughout the match. Bishop d6 and knight e5. This is a very standard idea here. Black tries to enforce it with queen c7, trying to get rid of it, and white sometimes enforces it with knight f3. Kuda goes with bishop b5 though, and tries to keep that knight on the board. Although in the process ends up losing his light square bishop, an important asset for his attacking possibilities on the king side.
And
so I really don't like the approach. I would like to. I would prefer to play something like knight f3. Sorry, in this position, knight f3, and try to consolidate the knight.
Also, after giving up the light square bishop, I don't really like the f4 move. I mean, usually
Exactly.
you
I
do
think
not.
I think this was a pretty unnecessary move. I think castling was very vital here. Bishop a6 coming and cutting off the king is going to be not a pleasant thing to witness here. So bishop a6, f4.
F4 is kind of forced, but I'm just saying in positions where you don't have the light squared bishop, you don't go d4, f4, right?
Exactly. Maybe that's not the best idea in such position. I think Niraj might take and play c5 somewhere later down the road. We could see that, but bishop e5 chosen by Niraj here. Now that is a little weird. I would have preferred to play rook b8. I don't see the threat here, so I think bishop e5 may have been like too aggressive, not needed here. Knight e4 seals this light square bishop's fate, like it will be on d3 most likely if white goes knight e4.
Actually,
the bishop settles itself on d3.
Also for king f2, I think he's planning f6 or something like that.
Maybe, but I still wouldn't want to play this. Although I feel like black is still doing good. This queen g4 move is not really that great. I'm not sure, but it's hard to judge. But I think white will have to sacrifice the exchange somewhere later.
I think he'll try queen b6 after this.
I think white needs to take his king to g1 here. That's the only safe square here. Bishop h4 played out by Kuda. That's a smart move, and that consolidates the bishop on f6. So g6, and he goes b3. Well, Niraj goes with cd4 and ed4, the correct capture because queen a5 was penetrating in here. So ed4 keeps the game alive. c5 and queen g5. Now this is a very strong idea
queen
for
c8
Niraj
you would have to
with.
play, right?
C into d4. Okay, Niraj goes for the kill here, but I don't think this is really working. I think the king is escaping here.
That's
so,
it?
yes, the king is definitely escaping.
King G.
Queen d2 and queen into d2. Well,
Wait,
Niraj,
you have e3 coming on the board.
a nice cheeky trap here by Niraj. e3 check and gets in there. I missed out completely on that one. Oh, very interesting here. Very good resource here by Niraj. Any other check would have sealed the deal. King g3, queen c2, king g3, or e3 check, king g3. But queen
Kuda
d2
must
a
have
very
missed
good,
queen d2,
very good resource here by Niraj with queen d2. Well, then maybe I think Kuda should have played something like rook c1 here. I think maybe that would have been better. But after this, queen d2, e3, well, this position is slightly better for white, definitely. Much more pleasant for white, but Niraj is definitely back in the game here. King f8, king here, and Kuda may try to get the king to h6 all the way, although black can defend it to h6. We'll see how it goes. It does have the outside +1 on the queen side.
The white's position is definitely better, right? Bishop
White
on f6.
is definitely better here.
He'll have mate threats if black tries to get too aggressive too.
Exactly. White is slightly better here, definitely, but it is not so easy to convert it. That's the key point here. He needs to push his pawn somewhere down the road. h6 played out by Niraj, and after h4 comes king e8, trying to get the king closer towards the queen side. g4, okay. Well, there is one idea which this can benefit is when he plays h5, g5, white can try something like this and go for the pawn queening here. Bishop d7, okay, that's maybe trying to get rook c1, rook c8 and trade the rooks. Rook c4, okay, that's interesting. I really don't, I don't know if that's good, but maybe it's fine.
Doesn't it open up files for
The problem
black?
is like black is still stuck with rook d8 being a strong possibility. So getting this pawn would be a distant dream for him. Rook c1 though, that's really not the best way. I think rook d4 would have been much better here. keeping this d8 square under control. I think that would have been the better approach for Kuda, but rook c1, rook c5, this is a smart move, opening up bb5 and rook c4, king e3, rook a5, going for the a2 pawn, and rook c2, Kuda playing very cautiously here, not going for something aggressive and tactical in nature, but rather choosing rook c2, bishop a4, rook b2, and bishop c6. Well, this time Kuda again is taking the leading time. There's a heavy lead, but this is 2+1, so things can go anybody's way here. King d4, looking good for Kuda thus far. I think this move, okay, king c5 may not be that great. So rook f7, king b6, and bishop d8 opens up king c5 as a possibility. So rook g7. Again, not a blunder exactly. Not yet. King c6 is
But
falling.
just...
But I don't know why he goes with rook into c6 here. I think king into c6 was much more simpler here for Kuda.
Yeah.
I think Kuda has blundered here once again. And 2+1.
Did he pre-move or
Mind
something?
you, there is...
He may have pre-moved.
I think maybe he pre-moved, but I really don't understand.
Okay.
So he did go on to win it. It did go on to win it somehow.
How did
Bishop
he win
d7,
this?
rook h6, and maybe he has two connected pass.
No,
Definitely
but
not
what
easy.
exactly happened here? Let's just
Rook
have a
c8,
look.
king f6, and bishop e8 by Niraj. Things are falling apart here. I think bishop d7 may have been forced. Actually, maybe here I think Niraj could have tried to improve his play with something like king d7 and tried to push his pawn quickly. But he played rook c8, and then after bishop e8, rook e6, yeah, things the pawns are too advanced here. King b4 and rook f8, and that's it. The game is over.
And yes,
so
Suraj,
let's have a look at the next
and yes,
one.
Suraj, queen d2 was a brilliant move actually, to see it and actually calculate it that you have queen d2 and go for that variation and actually get queen d2 on the board. That was really good.
Exactly.
Real good
pretty
calculation,
nicely,
yeah.
This is a standard queen's gambit decline structure, looks like. Queen b6. The general idea is I don't see a white taking d into c5 very often here, but d into c5 played out by Niraj, and after knight into c5 comes bishop b1. Kuda not interested in the queen trades here. Queen c2, or cheeky trap here, queen h7. That's why I think queen exchange is the better way for black to go about this position. This is a bad idea for black. I think he's in a little bit of a problem here. I think there are going to be some problems here along h7, which are going to create some weaknesses in black's position. He will probably need to play g6 on the board somewhere soon. Maybe he could deal with it smartly here with h6 actually.
Did we update the
or
score
maybe
by the
not.
way?
Exactly, we didn't update the score. I think
We did
that's
not
2.5, 2.5.
2.5. So Kuda is doing pretty well in the...
Kuda is doing well in the bullet format of the game. We would generally prefer.
But if you go to see, he's actually had a better rating, let's say, in the blitz format actually. He's got a higher rating.
Exactly. I think Niraj has the higher rating in the bullet format.
Yeah.
So you would have expected Niraj to do much better, but this is just the start. So there are still some games left here. 2 games are left, I think. So g6 played out and knight e4. So this is getting a little bit difficult for black to deal with. A lot of possibilities on the board. Bishop d7, and that very cheeky here by Kuda. Rook into d7, bishop into e4, intermediate move, and that attacks the queen. A good resource here by Kuda. Let's see how Niraj deals with it.
And yes, OK Tested was saying counterplay. So
yes, counterplays are the way to go. OK Tested, indeed. Knight into f6 is going to be met with knight into f6. And maybe Niraj tries queen c7, but black has a resource with bishop f3. Niraj goes with knight e5, but that just allows rook c8 on the board. I think black is okay now. He has managed to get out of the worst things that could happen. I think he's out of that now. He's out of those jams, so he's okay right now. He can hold this, but white still has some tactics up his sleeve.
Bishop f6 probably.
Maybe that could be a tactic up his sleeve, but Kuda immediately neutralizes that tactic now. Rook d1, keeping it alive. Let's see how Kuda deals with it. It's fast paced. Amula queen c7. Okay, knight d5. That's a little wild. I mean, rook into d5 is not really working because that attacks the e5 knight. And after bishop d7, queen into e7 comes rook d8 by Niraj. Keeping it very simple here. Trying to go for the trades of the queen, but Kuda refusing the queen trades time and time again. Okay, that was.
But there are times where he's actually trying to force the queen trade.
Exactly. Maybe in the other games. In this game, that he has not done that. So trying to this is definitely an equal end game, but let's see how it is played out by both players. Kuda trying to keep as many pieces on the board. He knows he has to win to get some points going here.
Black should be trying to get his knight out somewhere. c4.
I think let's see what Kuda. I think this is not the ideal choice here because this does allow p4 on the board, but I mean it could be still okay. Maybe it's still difficult
king is on time though.
white to get this pawn rolling. So yeah,
think now
f3
king e2,
defending
king
g2.
b2
So the king is trying to come back in the
I think
game.
he'll try to take his king all the way. Though black had knight h4, was it? I mean, okay, probably if white.
Maybe knight h4 would have been a good resource than Andy. Yes, indeed. Maybe g2, trying to create some extra possibilities.
No, I'm just
there.
saying forcing the king to be on f2 or something down the king side.
Exactly. Maybe you're right about that. e4 played out by Niraj. This does give the d4 square away, but very difficult for the knight to rotate all the way to d4. So
Yeah, a bit tough.
I mean, I think the pawn is simply falling now. Pretty unfortunate here for Kuda, or maybe not. Maybe he's still up in the fight here. Maybe he gets bishop a4 in here, but I think b3 white does have something like king
c5
a3
and bishop
and
c4 I think wins the piece.
not really. I think c5 is a big mistake. I think king a3 and then capture the pawn simply
King
would have
a3
been
was better.
much better here. c5, king a3. I mean, he does have bb5, so this is a little bit unfortunate. Like we could see knight b4 played out on the board. Well, Niraj goes with knight into knight c7. Well, okay, interesting. I think this king is
Yeah, the black king
this is
is.
getting a little bit interesting.
Okay, I
Knight
like-
f6 by Niraj here. I think this is pretty interesting.
I like black's position now, honestly.
I mean, he just blundered like the h5 pawn, so I don't think you should like black's position anymore.
Okay, at that point of
But
time.
I think this should be a draw. I mean, I think
Yeah.
white will go for the e4 pawn here, not to complicate
Maybe
things
h4
up.
first, yeah.
Maybe h4 first, but this definitely should be a draw with king f2. Or maybe Niraj tries something like g4. Not really. He cannot really do it. So I think king g3 seals the deal here. King into g4 and the pawn is caught up with. So king captures it, and that's definitely a draw. So knight at 7, and that's
Yeah,
a
so
draw.
time to update the scores.
So that makes it 3
3
on.
and 3, yeah.
And let's just make it +3 and +3. So let's go to the next game. What happened?
Not.
I did not minimize it.
So do not click on it. No, just use Streamlabs. That's it. Okay.
So
Anyway.
we again have a London here. Bishop f4, c5, e3, knight c6, c3, queen b6, and queen b3. Once again, Niraj goes for the queen b6 approach. So Niraj is kept changing things up here. Queen b3, a b3, and b6. Generally, you don't want to take on b3 here.
Yeah.
Opening up the a file. That's generally bad for whichever player takes it, queen b6 or queen b3. But it's definitely not completely minus, so white needs to exploit it in a particular way. I think knight a3 would have been a strong move here. Going to knight b5, knight c7, keeping a possibility of going there. Also keeping knight c4, knight d6, and knight b6 as a possibility. So keeps a multitude of possibilities. Knight d2 kills some of those knight b5 ideas, which have been very interesting. Bishop b7, knight f3, knight f6, and h3. So just again keeping the simple square for the bishop on h2, although I'd have preferred to go knight c4 here. Bishop h3 and then bishop e7, bishop d3, castle, and we should see something like d5 coming out soon here. d6, Niraj keeps that pawn on d6 in this position. Bishop a6 by Kuda, a smart move, trying to induce more pressure on this a7 square, a7 pawn basically.
Did black have to play a5 or something in this position?
Maybe not actually. I think
I'm asking because b6 is a weakness and knight c4 is very easy, but a7 seems to be the a file is white, so
I think I like this move bishop a6 quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the way to exploit
Bishop
the
A6 is
a7 pawn. So it's a strong move here by Kuda. Bishop to a6 and then rook d8. Rook a1 though. I just don't understand the passive approach by Kuda here. Rook a1 is I don't understand. Maybe he made a mistake by clicking on the wrong rook or something.
that
I
cannot
don't know if this is
happen.
possible, but I think rook.
No, he did play passive though. Of a lot of moves that were passive in today's match, right? I don't think it generally plays at passive. Probably it's just because it's a match, so the
Why is
mindset
this moves coming in the black side? Like,
they've been played. That's why.
no, rook into a6 is a white move, right?
I'll just keep going forward.
Okay, but a5 and knight c4, b5. So Niraj managed to somehow get out of this bind here. So I think
Just reopen
white
the
is
page,
definitely
probably.
doing fine.
We just see if it is.
Yeah, I think. Maybe
Yeah, I think now it's
uh,
fine. It's fine now.
What happened here? Let's just see what we missed out on. Knight e2, e5, knight d5, and knight d7, bishop c7, and white tries to win the a5 pawn here. It's still not going to make a big difference because of this double pawns, but pawn is a pawn. Let's see how Niraj deals with it. b4. Okay, this bishop is badly placed.
Yeah, I
now.
don't like
really
the
don't like it.
b4.
But Niraj takes on b4
He should not
immediately.
have, right?
Maybe he could have played c4,
C4,
here,
yeah,
trying to
C4
consolidate
seems
there,
better.
but Niraj goes with cb4. bb4, rook a1, and okay, maybe he had the idea of going rook c2 and capturing the b2 pawn immediately. Knight f3 chosen by Kuda. Definitely knight b3 seems to be the more precise one. Trying to go knight c5. Knight f3 means I think he's going to lose the b4 pawn unless he has something here that we missed out. Rook 8. I think Niraj could have not played knight f8. Knight e5 is coming. So king h7 and rook a7. So Kuda is going for the f7 pawn, going for the aggressive
get
approach.
e6 too actually after that.
Maybe he goes for knight e5 though. Maybe not the best approach, but maybe not. It's difficult to tell. Let's see what they did anyways. b4, rook b7, b3 and g4. Okay. Knight e4. I mean, this pawn is getting pretty
this
fast.
seems like black should win this, right?
He has a threat here of knight g6, rook b8. You have to be careful there. Knight f2, king g2, knight e4, h5. Well, rook b2, king here, and black can force a draw here. Black has a draw here up his sleeve, but I'm sure Niraj will try to go for the win here.
Or probably
Maybe
a
he's
draw
happy with the draw here. Maybe
because
he's happy
there's a
with the
mate
draw.
threat, right? Knight g6.
Exactly. Maybe he is happy with the draw here. Does he have a resource to get out of this though?
Doesn't look like.
He did have maybe something that we have missed out on. Maybe he had something, but we will see the rematch. So is this really like only 7 games or is it?
Yeah, I think 7 of each is what I think I was told, but
Okay.
we'll have a look. I think
That makes
this-
it plus 3.5. So I'm not sure if it's 7 games
yeah,
or
I'm not
what.
sure now.
You can just check it out, please.
I think I have to go and ask him actually, but I can't
Okay, that's
really
fine.
disturb him right now.
So c4 and e6, knight c3, knight d7, knight ge2 chosen here by Niraj, which is interesting. Never seen this before. I've seen f4 and knight f3, but knight ge2 is pretty strange here. Bishop e7, castle, b3. I think black should be focusing on getting e5 quickly here. I think e5 by itself here may have been precise. b6 is too slow. Bishop d7. Let's see what Niraj's plan is. This is the first time I'm seeing this idea with the knight on e2. Doesn't make too much sense to keep the knight on e2 here. I don't know which plan it is helping, but I mean, if black had played e5, I think he would have slightly taken the upper hand, but he did not get e5 on time. So let's see how he continues. Most likely he'll be taking on e4 and playing knight f6 or bishop f6 on the board. d4 and knight e4 is pretty standard here. He goes for c5 immediately. That is fine. We will probably be seeing either knight g3 or we'll be seeing knight into f6 on the board.
Just answer that. What exactly happened there? I'll probably just go there. I don't know, maybe they played an extra match or what. I'll just figure
Yeah,
it
I think
out.
maybe they did an extra match by mistake, is it?
I'll just figure it out.
So I think knight f6 and queen f3 played out on the board here. So white is doing quite decent here. Nothing wrong thus far. Everything is seemingly fine. At d4, white has a slight edge here. Positionally is slightly better, but not far away from being equal. But I think queen c8 may have not been the best approach in this position. White has knight c6 is a very strong possibility now, so I don't really know. Maybe knight c6 directly would have been.
This one's not counted actually.
So this is a game that is not counted. They have accidentally rematched
Again, yeah.
to the next one, so this one will not be counted. Queen c8 and knight c6 would have been pretty strong, but bishop c5, and now let's see what Niraj does here. Knight c6, so opens up some strong possibilities here on this diagonal. Also b4 is a cheeky threat here. Knight e7 coming on the board. Let's see how Kuda deals with it. Rook e8. I wouldn't be surprised to see Niraj solidify with b4 and b5 also here.
I don't think they're going to even play seriously now. It's not.
But they
It's
could,
not really
it's still a
counted.
game. So bishop f6 and seems like b5 will be played out on the board. So b5 indeed played out by Niraj here, consolidating the position. White is having a slight edge here. Maybe a big edge if he plays a move like queen g3. I mean, he keeps the queen inside and makes life difficult for him. Okay, this is slightly better for white, definitely. a4 and ab5, yes, keeping the edge going. e5, well, this is a good choice by Kuda, opening up e4 as a possibility. Well, this keeps things lively.
What we can do is, okay, we will keep the 1 plus 0 also ready. We could do that at side by side. As the game is going on,
Yeah.
you can just keep
just
this
put studio
ready.
mode first.
Yep. And we can just add up here. You can just add up the next 1 plus 0.
Let's remove this 2 plus 1 then.
Why?
We'll be able to.
Oh yeah, what you can do is just push it up there and
Push it up right here.
yeah. Yeah, make it a bit smaller maybe. No, you don't do that. You do the sideways.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, just keep it up there maybe. Yep, that moved to the left. Cool. It was done.
This is fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Just leave it. Just move it down, that's it. Yep.
Okay.
And now 1 plus 0 you can add up there.
Let's quickly get the third thing going here. 1 plus 0. So
I don't think there's much to analyze 1 plus 0. We'll just have
1
fun
plus
watching.
0 is going to be pretty fast, right?
We're just going to be watching, that's it. We're nothing more than watching 1 plus 0.
Indeed, yeah, it's going to be pretty fast.
So
It's
no
going to go like a
analyzing,
bullet.
I will just be watching and having fun.
So this is the final one here, 1 plus 0. And I think we're ready.
Yeah, remove the studio mode down there.
Yeah, I think 1 plus 0 also we've set it up. Let's
I
just
think
go
you'll have to go to his profile.
Let's just visit his profile and see if they've already started. They have not yet started. So Niraj is thus far in the lead. I think this finished with 3.5 equal scores. So Niraj has a huge lead in the blitz with 5.5 to 1.5. So I think I don't know if the points are the same, right, for each and everything. So they're counted as basic winning points. So I think Kuda will have to do something very special in the blitz to in the bullet to come back here. He'll have to go for the kill.
I will have a look if they've begun.
I think we'll have to have a look.
Let's reopen probably the page, reload the page.
I think they have already begun, so we are underway and it's going to be pretty fast, so we cannot really analyze too much. Let's not go back. I think Niraj is white here and Kuda is black, so this is looking already
I like white's position here.
White here. Kuda finds a resource with f5 here, which is pretty nice. Knight h4 defending g6. Maybe something like queen g5. Okay, f4 is a possibility. Niraj sacrifices the pawn, goes for knight c5 and rook c5, and this is pretty interesting. Knight d4 would have been possible there, which both players missed out. Rook c1 played out by Niraj. I think Niraj is slightly better in this position. Knight h4, king h7, I believe.
A lot of moves will be pre-moves too over here.
Exactly. Knight into d4 again missed out here by both the players. That would have won the pawn for Kuda. But queen into f3, knight into f3, and white is doing definitely better here. Rook c7 doesn't need to react to it. Rook c7, rook c7, and rook c8. Well, a cheeky
nice,
here, but
actually.
that's a mistake actually. It would have been better to keep the bishop. It's anyways minus here. Actually, rook c7 was not needed. Maybe it's still lost here, but what happens is now knight g5
e6 is also falling.
So
yeah,
knight
e6
g5 and the e6 pawn falls. So looking bad for Kuda here. Doesn't miss out on knight f5, but loses the h5 pawn in the process. And after rook d2 comes knight f6 by Niraj. And that should he missed out on it. So rook d7 would have won the e7 piece,
actually,
but he missed out.
Anyway, the time is a very important factor here. So
exactly, rook a7 played out by Kuda,
12
and
seconds
he missed out on that too. So both players missing out on this simple tactic here. Knight f5 finally, Kuda is out of it, but Kuda is behind on time here, by huge margin. Knight g8, Niraj trying hard to get e7, although he could have done e7, rook d7, rook e7 immediately. But missing out on it, king knight into e7. Well, he gives up the pawn. This is interesting.
Okay, because he has 1 second, I think.
Well, I think there is no increment, so it should be over. Yeah. So Niraj takes the first one here, flagging Kuda there. So
there'll be a lot of flagging over here. I think each and every game will be decided on flagging.
Exactly, yes. I mean, that is indeed true.
So we'll go to the rematch
game,
directly.
We have to definitely watch the rematch quickly. So again, the same b6 structure chosen here by Niraj. Niraj black here. f5 played out by Niraj, and knight d7, knight f6 coming soon. Let's see how Kuda goes about it. Currently equal time. Symmetrical thus far. d5, e5, and knight e6. Knight into d2 played out by Niraj knight f3, rook f8, so Niraj gets the 2 pieces for the rook, and this is looking bad for Kuda already. Losing too much material here, and two pieces, and I think a pawn down here or a 2 pawns down. I think it's 2 pawns down, make it 2. I think things are going wrong. Knight d5,
knight
cheeky
f4,
trap there.
yeah.
Knight f3.
Knight d3 is coming next.
Interesting here.
Oh, I
some
think knight
cheeky
d3.
traps.
Why didn't he go knight d3 though? Knight d3 seems
Maybe
like
knight d3, there's rook e2 though, bishop g4. I don't know. Like there are so many things happening here. This is falling apart for Kuda. Bishop e7, maybe tries queen e5, but that is way too aggressive and not going to work. c5, okay, d5, okay, bc5. So too many, like you like your diamonds, right, Nandhi? You definitely see a lot of diamonds here. Queen a7, d4, and these pawns are just rolling away heartily.
Exactly, that's why I like the diamond
Things
structure.
are not looking good here for Kuda. d3, and the pawns have already reached c2 here.
Oh
wow.
my god.
That is not looking to d3 tried by Kuda. Last desperate effort here, but did not really pan out in his favor. And after this, he resigns. So
Yes,
we will
we
be
have the
seeing the
rematch.
rematch here. So d4, d5, knight f3.
We need to update.
Exactly.
Let's make it a
we need
2.
to
Let's make
update
it a
with
2.
+2.
Yep.
And we have the next game underway. D into e5. Again, white is looking slightly better here, but not by that big of a margin. Knight. Okay, dc4 is going to be worse here.
I like white's position.
And bishop a3 wins the e7 bishop. So I think this is again looking bleak for Kuda here. Knight into e5, trying out something aggressive, but bishop d6 seals the deal for him. Wins the e5 piece, and it should be completely minus here for Kuda.
But
2 pieces down.
Kuda did do well in the 2+1. I mean, where
Exactly,
there was
Kuda
increment,
did
he
do well
there.
again. The increment factor played, like increment was good in going in Kuda's favor there. It did do well in that format. I think this just is an immediate mate here.
Bishop e7.
I think bishop g6 should seal the deal. Okay, bishop e7, simple approach here by Niraj, and rook f8 maybe now, and that should be a mate. So I think that should be a resignation from Kuda, and we'll be moving on to the next game. That makes it +3 for Niraj. So Niraj taking it in the bullet here. I don't know what the scoring system is exactly, but thus far Niraj is having a huge lead. Knight f6, bishop e2, bishop f6, bishop d7, knight c6. So Niraj has the pair of bishops to play with. And I think maybe knight f5, this would have been the better approach, but knight g6
Going all the way to
chosen.
c4, yeah.
Knight a4, that's a good idea here by Kuda. I think yes, Niraj does take
Best
away on
is to
the
capture.
a4.
Yeah.
Doesn't allow those complications. Trying to liquidate some material off the board. Queen e8, but that doesn't
I don't
allow
like queen e8
c7.
actually.
Well, Kuda tries to keep the queen on the board. b5, a5. Okay, that's interesting. b6 is a good move by Kuda. I like it. Rook c8 and rook c5, dc5. Knight e5. Okay, that does allow bishop b5 to pop in here. Queen b5 chosen by Kuda, which is pretty interesting. I think that's a big mistake there. The bishop is going to control
b7.
everything. So
he
I
probably
think,
thought c6 was coming. We have not seen bishop d6 actually.
exactly. Maybe that is what he missed out on. Now I think this is definitely
black. Or should be h2 is also falling. I think he forgot he was getting h2.
Though there was f4 coming, and they would have been
I didn't see
losing
that.
to a queen here. So bishop e8 tried by Kuda, but that just loses
why would he
the
go
piece.
bishop e8 though?
Maybe
He
just completely maybe
blundered
thought
the
was-
piece.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But I think Niraj taking it here in the 4th game to up a lot of material, and the h pawn is going to soon roll.
I think
So
yeah.
yes, I think that seals the 5th game for.
4th game, I think it's a 4th game.
This is the 4th game. This
Yeah.
is the 4th game for Niraj here, +4. And let's go to the next one. So pretty fast, we are already in the Cole here. c5 played by Kuda, a little bit delayed. e5, knight e4, and no, knight into e4, queen e4 is already better for white.
Again, a
Simply
similar
winning
structure to
pawn.
the previous.
Exactly,
games,
similar
right?
structure here, but I think slightly maybe. I mean, white has already taken the lead here in the. There's already a pawn up, and the position is also looking good for him. I mean, a move like knight f5 is pretty interesting, but not needed. Rook d8, and I think white should be going for the attack now with h4 maybe. Keeping it simple here, Niraj, not trying to complicate things, but yeah, this is looking good for him. Knight into c6 was unnecessary. This was pretty unnecessary, but he tries to go for something interesting here, trying to play something with a little bit of material down, although not lost yet.
Bishop c3.
h4
knight
consolidating the position and making it difficult for white to actually target anything. Maybe a move like a4, king a2, bishop d3
I think
would have
he's
been
trying
much
to
better.
take his bishop to f6. He's going to try to take it somehow or the other. But okay, that's not happening now.
I didn't like the move bishop d4 clearly,
Yeah,
but
it's.
maybe Niraj had an idea in mind.
I don't
I
like
think
that.
queen c. This is a nice move. I mean, cannot
A3.
capture it. Poison pawn.
But there was a rook on e3, right?
Maybe rook on e3 would have captured it. Actually, a mistake maybe. But bullet chess, things keep going wrong. h5. I think that just should be captured, but no. Kuda goes for rook a4.
What is he trying to sacrifice? So
He maybe trying to sacrifice and
It's
win
not
the c5
required,
pawn.
right?
I think.
but
I
okay,
mean,
send me bullet. So
maybe this could be Kuda's game here. Definitely Kuda is better now already, but it's going to be very difficult to convert it.
and the time.
And the
Also
time is
same.
also a factor to consider here. Queen b1, rook c4, and
There
d3.
was queen d1 there,
That's a
winning the
mistake. Queen d1 and queen g1.
Oh,
Both
it's in
players
the time
playing very
now.
fast here, and
Okay, it's all
Niraj
on three
seems
moves
to be
now.
the faster here one here, and
Yeah.
manages to flag Kuda here, so that makes it 5 for Niraj.
Yeah.
Niraj going pretty smoothly here in the bullet format of the game. Let's see, 1+0 is going Niraj's way all the way. Thus far, taking a clean 5-0 sweep here. Let's see if Kuda can bounce back. Knight e4, and then following it up with f5. Bishop e7, knight e4, bishop e4, knight e2, bishop retreats back, bishop f3, and Niraj captures an f3 and plays castling. d6, knight has to go back, knight d7, queen b3, rook f6. Everything going fast here. Knight f8 should be seen on the board. Kuda may try e4 and then h6. Well, he plays rook g6. I think that allows knight into e6 on the board. Let's see if Kuda finds it. Doesn't really find it, but he goes for ef5. That allows black to get no. I think d5 would have been the precise move here. Queen e7 allows black to get
He
white
has
to get,
actually very strong pawns.
I think white is definitely better here.
Yeah,
After this, white would have been better, but I don't really understand why he took fg6 there.
yeah.
I don't like that move. Rook f8, and now I think we should see.
Actually, it was one of the. I mean, it's not very often that the rook is better than two minor pieces, and that was the case.
Exactly, yeah.
But,
indeed, rook f6. I think that loses to h5, so this should be Kuda's game here. h6, rook f6 finishes things up. Queen f6, queen g6, and that should be Kuda's game. He goes for something precise with rook f1, which is even better. A strong move, nice move there by Kuda. Rook f7 should seal the deal for him. And then queen g5 followed by g6, and that should be immediately losing to e7. g4 played out by Kuda. I don't really understand, but okay. I mean, there was no need. I don't know if they're missing out on e7 or what is going on here. Well, he's trying to take the king out all the way to.
I think he's always having a safe approach if you go to c, because it's a match. I think he's trying to play the safe approach.
I think g7 and
Kuda,
g8, so he
yeah.
doesn't delay anything here. So that gets him the first match in
Victory
the
over here.
first match. So that makes it +1 for Kuda. Let's go to the next game. f4, queen b6, already a few moves played here, and c5, c4. Okay, dc4, bishop c4, and white has the slight edge here in the position. This should prevent casting, but he does do that. And king f8 and maybe a4. Yeah, trying to expand on the queen side here with a5. And white's king is stuck in the center. Black's king is stuck in the center here, which is not really pleasant. Black is slightly worse here in this position. No. We don't play all night here, but this is a match, a cage match between
Yeah,
these
and
players. So it'll
basically,
be like,
yeah, the point is, it's not from the same country, so two different countries, and you have to adjust. So for that reason, they're actually playing the the match at this.
at this odd time in the
Yeah,
night.
for Indians, it's an odd time. Yeah,
Yeah, it's indeed an odd time for Indians.
but Niraj's opponent is not Indian, so
yeah.
we had to make adjustments there.
I think white is looking better here, but maybe Kuda's got some play here in the process. Knight e2, and we should probably bishop c5 played out by Kuda. I was expecting something like knight e5, but I think that's not working. Maybe trying knight f5, but I mean, Niraj seems to have gotten a strong hold here already. King g7, queen g4, and something like queen g5, queen f6 plan, but this, I think Kuda is back here. It's not immediately losing for him. A move like queen d4 would have been precise, but Kuda missed out on that. Rook f2, and I think rook f8 should be winning here. but Kuda misses out on that. Queen e2, and yeah, I mean Kuda is very low on time here, and he blunders the rook, unfortunately here.
Yeah.
So Niraj should take it again. Pretty unfortunate blunder there. So after Queen f7, Bishop h3, and then Rook d1. Yes, I mean, yes, this is definitely a Niraj game here. So a pretty interesting match that we witnessed here in the cage match. I don't know if the game is still going on. I think the tournament has ended.
Yeah, I think this is it.
I think
but
this
I think
is it.
Niraj will be coming, so.
Neeraj will be joining you soon for the stream, so he'll be coming and sharing his insights as to what happened in the tournament. Let's see. I think the tournament is over.
Yeah, we'll have to actually figure it out. I think it's over because
I think
they're
it's
not
definitely
really.
over. Yeah.
Just be on his profile though and just have a look. I think that is it.
I think that is it. Definitely. That
Yeah, but
seems
Niraj
like
will be
that.
coming over here. Yeah, I think so. So, come.
I think that is it. Definitely.
We are on this. So come, join us.
Neeraj will be joining you, and yes, he'll be explaining his insights in the tournament. Let's see what he has to say.
Okay. Hi guys. Okay, that was I don't know. I thought I played some really bad moves, and I think there was sometimes I'm not sure, but obviously since we are playing continuously and we don't have any break in between the games, I'm not sure about the mistakes I made, but I think there were quite a few, especially in the 2+1 section. I think I lost quite a few games in the 2+1.
Yeah, he did well in the 2+1. I
And,
think they all scored equally.
Yeah, I think
3.5.
I think he scored 3.5 in the 2+1 itself, if I'm not wrong, because I was really finding it hard to find the balance between taking as much time as I want, because at the back of my mind there's a +1 increment, and so I thought I was kind of. I mean, I remember being in one game I had a rook bishop versus a rook.
Yeah.
Which I probably thought should have just outrightly been winning. And while I was actually taking time to figure out how to win that position, I just realized that I had 7 seconds on the clock. And no matter how fast I was playing, it was still a little difficult.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, Sagar says the Dominator. I'm not really sure about that. But guys, actually do let me know whether was it nice. I mean, watching the match, and if it was, we could actually arrange some more cage matches, not just of me, but maybe of Nandhini and Anurag as well. I mean, yeah, it is a little pressure since a lot of people will be watching and you don't want to be losing, but I think it was nice. Not just because I won, but yeah. So the 2+1 section was not really didn't go really great for me. But I think the 1+0 I expected, since I mean I've played a few bullet tournaments where he participated as well. So the 1+0 was where I knew that I probably should be having the edge there. Yeah,
But
it was pretty enjoyable.
he actually has a higher rating of his compared to Blitz and Bullet. Kuda has a higher Blitz rating.
Okay.
But Blitz, okay, he didn't do that well, but 2+1 he actually did well. I mean, that's actually considered Bullet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So 2+1, exactly. So the point was I was really finding it hard to manage the time there. I was really finding it hard, and I'm not sure whether this really happens or not, because I thought I could use as much time as I wanted, and then suddenly I just was seeing the clock, and it was getting really hard. It was getting really hard to manage it. So yeah, so I hope all of y'all enjoyed the match. We intend to put up more cage matches this way. Probably, I think this format is pretty good, right? It tests the blitz as well as the bullet section thoroughly.
Got you. have notes.
Yeah. So I think if it was enjoyable.
Yeah, nice games and insights from GM.
Yeah, thank you, Suraj. Nice games. Okay, thanks for that. Although I don't really think the quality was great, but yeah, maybe it was decent at least.
I mean, when you're playing a match, you have lots of pressure and stuff, so it's definitely decent.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, and since you're playing for the win, there was I think an instant or two where I actually went for the flag.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that is fair or acceptable. Although
Yeah,
it
you
could
don't
be-
have increment, you flag
Yeah.
your opponent.
I mean, the justification I can give is if he's using time in the middle game to get an edge, he would suffer in the end game where he has less time.
Yeah, but I think he would do better with increment.
Yeah,
Because-
probably
Because when you are on time pressure,
Yeah.
you are playing moves faster than him. So he was using double of your time to actually make the move. So probably whatever it is. So
Okay.
with increment, that's why I think he did well. 1 second was there on the clock.
maybe.
Because you are faster
yeah.
otherwise. That's for that reason.
Okay, so I think we will call it a day then on this
Yeah,
stream. It was
sure.
nice having all of you all join in for this cage match. And yeah, I think I don't know if they've announced, but we will be having our tournament as well
Yes.
on
We're having
Sunday.
it on Sunday and 7:30 p.m. Indian time.
Yep.
And for that, you'll have to first join our team, our group, or a club, whatever you may call it, on lichess. That is goanchesstrio. And you'll get it on any of our profiles. Niraj's profile, you've already seen. His username is Virat the Ross. My profile, it's been in the chat anyway for a long time. So if you're still in the chat, just check it out.
Yeah, so I think
It's already there.
the only thing to play the tournament is you just have to
Be part of the team and be on time. I mean,
Yes.
you can join anytime, leave anytime, but yes, it's better to be on time and try to play for the top places.
I will
So,
also
yes.
be creating the tournament as soon as possible right after the stream.
Yes, we'll be
so
creating it now, so you can definitely join.
You could always just join and then be ready with it.
And yes, you'll be having again live commentary on that date too.
Yeah.
So your games will again be analyzed, just like how we were trying to analyze Niraj's games.
Yeah, but
So,
probably
yes.
there would be a little more time because in a 1+0, I think it must have been really
Yeah,
hard.
we were just
Yeah, I think it just becomes more of watching a 1+0. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. First of all, I would like to thank Kuda Bayani
yes.
from Botswana as well for making time and playing out this match. And yeah, I think it was lovely having all of you all.
Yeah, thank you.